Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Megan, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just got through reviewing some really good sesame chicken, so I'm very hopeful about this next one. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Clockwork Echo shirt. Yay, Clockwork Echo. The fuck is Clockwork Echo? Clockwork Echo is kind of a electronica, industrial, synth-based musical project that I became aware of last year in 2023. I was out to see, originally I was out to see a guy named Tim Skold. They were one of the opening acts for that, and then I ended up seeing them. Tim Skold had another musical project called Not My God. They were one of the opening acts on that. And then one of Tim Skold's frequent collaborators has his own group called Cyclone 9, and they were the opening act for that. So I actually ended up seeing them 3 times in a row, and it was really fucking awesome. Like, really, really fun, just stage presence and energy that they put into it. And really nice people, too. I got to talk with them a little bit. I've got a couple pictures with them. Very nice folks. I really enjoyed their stuff. It's not going to be for everybody, but if nothing else, if you want to check them out, I have some videos of their performances that I've attended. They are definitely one of those bands that is worth seeing live, just the energy they put into it. And if nothing else, I'd be happy to point you in their direction. I think they're a really good group. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I just got through reviewing some sesame chicken. It's from a local place. Well, with it being a local place, by the way, it's going to be in my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just local establishments, called Ming Chef, which basically is kind of a more high-end Asian cuisine eatery. They basically specialize in a mixture of, like, Japanese and Asian, just general Asian cuisine. Chinese food, Korean food. I think they have some stuff from Vietnam. And I knew I wanted to start out with sesame chicken because that's always a great place to start for, if I'm trying to review like an Asian cuisine place. It's a good standard, I feel. But I also wanted to try out one of their fancier dishes. So, that brings me to, boom! What the hell is this? This is their sea eel Korean Chap Chae noodles. That's how I'm pronouncing it. I apologize because it's Chapchae. So I'm going to go with Chap Chae noodles. Now, I love me some eel, folks. If you've never had eel, So when I saw that they had this, I was like, yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, and by the way, just in case anybody does happen to notice and they want to, I do have a little thing on my arm. I just had some blood work done. So, all right. Now, it looks incredible is the only word I can use for it. It looks like this. I mean, that is just ridiculous. All right, cool. Let's go ahead. I mean, we've got this delicious eel right here, so we're just going to go right into the eel. I want to try the eel by itself because, that's some good eel. I've had eel, and I reviewed something with eel at one point. I can't remember where it was, though, but eel is such a unique and awesome flavor. It's like almost melt in your mouth. Like, that's how, like, there's like no resistance to it. It has like a seafood kind of taste to it, but it almost has, like, the way it's prepared, it almost has like kind of a little bit of a smokiness to it. It's very rich, kind of sweet tasting. It's so good. It's just, okay. So, eel is really good. Let's try out the noodles. I got nothing on these noodles. Like I said, I've had eel before. I do not. I'm guessing these are rice noodles because they're clear. But let's, it's kind of hard to get to. Let's give it a go. I don't know if those are rice noodles or not. But if they are, those are some of the tastiest rice noodles I've ever had. Like, flat out. Because the thing is, with rice noodles, they're nice in a lot of dishes, but they don't typically carry a lot of flavor. I've found, again, it depends on the dish and stuff. And so I personally, I prefer like egg noodles or, but these, whatever they are, these are just absolutely full of flavor. Ooh, there's a mushroom too. That's a good mushroom. That's a very good mushroom. Like, that's one thing. Like I said, Ming Chef, they're a little bit more upscale. I think that's zucchini. That's tasty too. They're a little bit more upscale. A little bit pricier, I think, for this dish. It was about $20 or so. So, you are paying a little bit more of a premium. But I will say, in terms of the quality that you get, I mean, it's definitely, there are so many places, and I've reviewed a few, like, Chinese food places and Japanese cuisine and stuff. And I mean, I've loved pretty much all of it. I love Asian food in general. But I have to admit, when it comes to, it's like with anything. You can have awesome spots that are good at making the classic dishes, and, you love them, they're great. But sometimes it's worth paying a little bit extra just to have that next level experience. And that's definitely the case with Ming Chef. Like, they're not a spot I would go to all the time because, again, a little bit pricier. But as a once-in-a-while kind of thing, usually I go when I go see my doctor because it's kind of in the area. That's so good. Yeah, I love these noodles, man. If these are rice noodles, these are the best rice noodles I've ever had. Because these are fantastic. I've never had rice noodles this flavorful before. And they have like this nice kind of, like, it's not a heavy flavor, but it's like a savory flavor that permeates through them. That is fantastic. I can see why this was like kind of, again, one of their fancier dishes that they have on offer. That's really good. Now, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? I mean, the answer is yes, and yes-ish. For me personally, this hits exactly what I want. I love noodle dishes, and, hey, if I can get a rice noodle dish, again, if that's what it is, I apologize if it's not, that's this flavorful and this tasty, that's already, like, I would eat just the noodles by themselves. I think they're really good, just, as is. But that on top of that, you add in that eel aspect, which, again, I love some eel. It's not an all the time kind of thing, but man, oh man, is it good. And this is well prepared eel. Again, it's almost melt in your mouth. Not too crazy. It's got the seafood flavor, but it's not crazy on the seafood flavor. It's just got that nice savory, sweet smokiness to it. It's just, for me, this is a knockout, man. I'm calling it, this is the business. And you folks know, if I'm doing my show and I call something the business, I don't do that lightly. But this dish in particular, sesame chicken was really good too, but this is the business right here. If I'm recommending it, here's the thing. Like I said, yes-ish. This isn't going to be for everybody. Obviously, if you're not into seafood, I doubt eel is going to convince you otherwise, although it might. It definitely has an extremely unique kind of seafood flavor, but there is that to it. And some people might be put off by the eel aspect of it. But they also offer it with beef or with chicken. So if you want something that's a little bit closer to home, though I will say, don't be too scared of the eel. It seems weirder than it is. It's one of those things where first time I ever had it was at a cool little Japanese eatery. And it's one of those things my friends kind of gave me that crooked eye, like, what the hell are you doing, man? And I was in love. And since then, I've been, I'm always just like, eel's really good. But, yeah, man, I have to give this whole experience is just really good. And it definitely goes to show why Ming Chef, yeah, you do pay a little bit extra. They're probably going to be more of a, here and there kind of thing. But they definitely get my full endorsement. Like, for what that's worth, they've more than earned it. It's 2 fantastic dishes. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there and have yourselves a truly eel-tastic rest of your life. The only thing that sucks with the eel thing is, like, I think, like, they're being, like, overfished or something now. I think I saw a thing on that. Maybe it's, like, certain types of eel. I don't know. Hopefully, you know, regardless of how good something tastes, it's certainly not worth, you know, need to be conservation efforts and things in place. So, hopefully that's... Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you, and I'm going to pat myself down a little bit because it's hot in the car. But folks, when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, I mentioned it in my previous review with the sesame chicken. I'm going to kind of reiterate. Don't limit yourself, you know? I mean, have limitations, you know, but so much I've found in my life when dealing with other people, so much is just perception, you know? It's just that fear of what it might be versus what it actually is. And to be fair, you know, some people just don't like stuff. You know, one of my best friends, he's an extremely picky eater. There's just things he just can't do. And that's fair. I'm not going to rag on anybody for that. But again, it's one of those things, you know, I always want to encourage people, you know, just expand yourself a little bit, you know, both, you know, in terms of taste and physically as you eat delicious food. But anyway,